What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going to take a look at some video footage that I've received here recently of some incredible sky phenomena, very photogenic storms, and we're going to look at what looks like a mushroom cloud forming at eye level from 39,000 feet out of a window of an airplane. You're going to see a huge water spout develop out in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to come back and take a look at all that incredible footage here in just a moment. We're also going to look at the drought situation around the world. I just made this map about an hour ago, and all these red circles you see are locations around the world that are dealing with some form of drought. And most of these cases are quite severe, and they may be more complicated than you realize. We're going to come back and take a closer look at the ongoing drought situation around the world that, again, is quite complicated. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, the feature photos today were sent in of the recent full moon. The first photo here was by Jeffrey out of Prospect, Kentucky. Photo on the left was sent in by Liz B. out of New York, looking at the Empire State Building with the full moon in the background. Awesome photos. Keep them coming. Coming over to the Schumann resonance, you can see the mystery energy showed up once again today, right on time at around the 10 o'clock universal time, but it didn't last as long today as it did yesterday or the day before. Looking at the Sahara sand situation, it too is subsiding just a little bit, but there is more coming off of the west coast of Africa right now as I do this video. Coming over here to the Space Weather Prediction Center, the last 24 hours have seen yet more M flares, 2 Earth-directed M flares, and we're starting to see the side effects of those CMEs that were associated with those solar flares, and we're looking at a strong geomagnetic storm currently underway right now as I do this video. So high latitude sky watchers, be on the lookout for auroras anytime now. Coming over to the Lake Mead water database, looking at the water reservoir behind the mighty Hoover Dam. It's gone up yet another day in a row. This is day 7 now. The water has increased instead of decreased. So we're looking at a 1.59 feet increase over the last 14 days. However, Lake Powell is still going down. Lake Powell is in front of Lake Mead. So as long as Lake Powell is going down, this water increase can only last so long. Coming over here to Paris, France. France right now is actually in the middle of a drought. France is on this map right up here that I just made a little while ago. France, Spain, Morocco, Portugal. But they did receive some heavy rains yesterday that triggered flash flooding. You can see some incredible video footage here at the link provided down below of roads that filled up with water, subways, buses, the water coming down at incredible rates. They were saying that they received the equivalent of 1 month's worth of rain in the space of about an hour yesterday. That did trigger flash flooding. And then on the other side of the token, they are still dealing with a severe drought over here in France, so severe that rivers are starting to dry up. And this particular river you see right here is responsible for the function of 4 nuclear power plants. There's 4 plants, the Belleville, the Chinon, Dampierre, and Saint Laurent, have combined capacity of 11.6 gigawatts, accounting for nearly 1/5 of France's energy production. And again, these power plants are tied directly into this river that you see that is very, very low, if not completely absent of water right now. There's a little bit left over here, and I think there's enough just barely to run those power plants. Right here, it looks like it's completely dry at that location. And coming over here to Zoom.Earth, this is the very same river, and you can see it is indeed extremely low. Going to Google Earth, this is the power plant right here on the right, and this is where the river runs through the power plant, keeping it cool. This is one of 4 power plants that sit along this river, and this is what the river looks like today. It's pretty much absent of water. So the situation over here is very complex. That's what I was talking about. This drought situation around the world is indeed very complex. That's what's going on over in France. And going from France over to China, China is also on the map. That big red circle you see right there is because of this location here. They've had to turn off some power plants, which in turn shut down factories, and they're doing rolling blackouts in parts of China as a result of an ongoing drought. Drought in Somalia, worst drought in 40 years, displaces 1 million people. And that would be right over here in the eastern part of Africa. Not only in Somalia, but Ethiopia as well. If rain doesn't fall this year, the future is unknown in Ethiopia as the drought is so severe there. Down in South America, they too are dealing with drought down here in the southern half of South America, especially in Chile. They say this is the worst drought in history as they're dealing with a unique set of circumstances down there because they're very low on water. Looking at the U.S. Drought Monitor here in the United States, pretty much every state, with the exception of Washington, Oregon, North Dakota, possibly Idaho, and you can see these dark colors in Texas, they're considering that exceptional drought. That's one step above extreme drought. All the red you see is extreme drought. And yes, most of the western United States and Texas is on this map here, including Madagascar, parts of Morocco, over here in Kazakhstan. There's drought going on all around the globe right now, and you got to ask yourself, where is the water going? So the situation around the world is getting very complex with regard to the absence of water in many locations around the world. So much of an absence that they're having to turn off power plants that supply power to factories and homes over in parts of China, and the water levels aren't quite that low over here at Lake Mead. They'd have to get down to 900s, the number here, where the power plant would no longer work at Lake Mead. So there's still plenty of cushion. I mean, it's at 1,042, so it's got 142 feet to go before it would ever get to that level. But if it continues on the downward trend, at some point, if it ever got to 900, the power plant would no longer work at Lake Mead like they're seeing over here in China as the reservoirs have gotten simply too low. I want to take you guys now down to the Florida Panhandle, Destin, Florida. Video footage sent in by Steve. This is what they saw yesterday morning. Look at that view. That's a big one. He says that's a big one. Got a close-up view of an incredible water spout with some lightning off to the right. This again was out in the Gulf of Mexico, just off the coast of Florida. This was visible from Destin, Florida. Video footage sent in by Steve from August 16th of 2022. I want to take you guys now up to 39,000 feet, looking out the window of an airplane at what looks like an anvil cloud. Has similarities to a mushroom cloud. Video footage sent in by Sally from 39,000 feet in the sky. Not sure of the location, but you can clearly see she's definitely on an airplane. And it looks like to me it's at cruising altitude, so more than likely it's at 39,000 feet. And here's the same footage enhanced. I just simply flip the light around. Light is dark and dark is light, and one of them's an X-ray format. And it's just kind of a unique perspective of a forming anvil cloud from the window of an airplane at 39,000 feet in the sky. I want to take you guys now back to West Yellowstone. Video footage sent in by Jared from August 17th of 2022. You can see this massive shelf cloud off in the distance rolling into Wyoming. And this was a very photogenic shelf cloud, expanding, looked like in both directions as far as he could see. And that thing was tall too, stretching way up into the sky. Strong thunderstorms moving through West Yellowstone. Great job, guys. Keep the photos and videos coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.